Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. I'd like to welcome you, dear viewers, to another in the series, In the Light of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah's peace and blessings be on each and every one of you. In this segment of our program, dealing with questions on Ramadan, we will be looking at one concerning the dua. Brother Irfan Sharif writes in from Dubai, what is the authentic dua or supplication for breaking the fast? I've heard a number of different supplications, but I'm not certain which one is the correct. Could you please clarify for me, Dr. Bilal? Brother Irfan and viewers, the most common supplication which is given, Allahumma laka sumtu wa ala rizqika aftart, that is, O Allah, for you I have fasted, and with your provision I break my fast. This particular supplication, though very popular and very commonly used, is not authentic. It is based on a hadith which is not authentic. The authentic supplication for breaking the fast, and there are a few, perhaps the easiest and shortest, is ذهب الظمأ وابتلت العروق وثبت الأجر إن شاء الله. That is, ذهب الظمأ means thirst has gone away, وابتلت العروق, and the internal passageways have become wet. وثبت الأجر, that is from the liquid or food that we've taken, or it's become moist. وثبت الأجر, and the reward is certain, inshallah, Allah willing. This is the authentic supplication for breaking the fast. A second question asked by Muhammad Arif: Dear Dr. Bilal, if the sunnah is to break the fast with dates and water, then pray and eat, what should one do if a meal has been served instead, considering that the Prophet told us to eat first if a meal is served? Yes, the general principle is that if a meal is served before us and the call for prayer grows, we are to eat that meal, not necessarily all of it, but we eat something of it or full from it till our hunger or our desire is removed. Then we go and pray, and this is particularly to prevent us going to pray with our minds still busy on the food. If the food has been presented before us, and we have our desires, our intention is there to eat, then the iqamah is given, the call for prayer is given, and we get up and pray, our minds will still be on that food. And in that way, it will affect our concentration in prayer. This is why Prophet Muhammad, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, instructed us that we should eat first and then go and pray. If one went to pray and was able to control one's thoughts, whatever, still it's not disallowed. But his recommendation, the recommendation of the Prophet, may God's peace and blessing be upon him, was to eat first and go and pray. Similarly, if one is sleepy, if we have to pray Isha, the prayer of Isha, but for some reason, we are very tired, we find ourselves half asleep, then it's better for us to sleep, go lay down for half an hour, and then get up and pray, having removed from ourselves the great desire from prayer, rather than to stand up in prayer and we're nodding off and our eyes, we can't keep them open, our thoughts are wandering. This is not acceptable prayer before God. The prayer before God should be one in which our concentration is focused on Allah, and we know what we're saying and what we're doing. Now, in the case of breaking the fast, it was the sunnah, truly. It was the practice of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to break his fast with 3 dates and some water. Then he would go and pray and then come back and eat something. This was his practice. He did not command it, meaning that this is compulsory for each and every one of us to do it. But he has shown us the best way. As Allah describes him in the Quran, saying, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةً حَسَنَةً. There is in the Messenger of Allah the best of examples. So this we understand to be the best way. However, if a meal has been served, it's permissible for us to eat from that meal and then go and pray. Because the same principle of confusion or distraction remains. We would say to the hosts who are preparing the foods, it is better, advise them in future, or if you know you're coming, that it is better just to put dates in some water, or some juice or whatever, or something light that we take, and then we go and pray, then come back and eat. Because, oftentimes too, when the food is set and people start to eat, and especially coming out of the fast, you can hardly stop. A person just tends to continue eating until they're full and they've missed all the prayer, etc., etc. So it is preferable that, something light be prepared for those breaking the fast, and then they go and eat, having completed the prayer. A question now from Muhammad Iqbal in Ajman. He writes, if a menstruating woman after sunrise sees that her menses have ended, can she make ghusl and fast? If a woman enters the fast having not taken a ghusl and left her state of impurity due to menses, then that day of fasting is not counted. Now this is different from the case of janaba, where a man or woman may wake up in the morning in a state of janaba, that is, they had sexual relations, and they were in a state where before prayer they needed to make a complete bath. If they woke up in the morning without having made that bath, it is possible for them to make the bath and fast. Whereas, in the case of a menstruating woman, if she goes into the fast in a state of menstruation, that is, that she doesn't come out of her state, she has not identified that the state has ended for her to take the ghusl. At any point during the day, if she has spent a part of that day in a state of impurity due to menses, then that day is not counted for fasting. So she will have to make up that day. Some scholars recommend that she should still restrain herself from eating and drinking, but this is ijtihad on their part. It is an opinion on their part, not based specifically on any clear evidence from the Quran and Sunnah or the practice of the Sahaba. So it is not a requirement for her. She may continue to eat, of course, publicly, in front of others. We know, generally speaking, in Islam, it's not recommended for those who are taking meals to do so in front of others, so as not to tempt them, with the food. However, they may eat privately, those who do not have to fast. We have a question now from Brother Muhammad Arif, in which he writes, if someone awoke in a state of janaba at the time of suhoor or after fajr is entered, can they fast? Actually, this is the same question, which it wasn't really a question, but I clarified that aspect of the previous question. That a person who awakens in the morning, whether they got up late, so they got up past fajr, the sunrise itself, and they were in a state of impurity due to having sexual relations, or sexual impurity, then such a person may just make a ghusl at that point and pray the missed prayer of Fajr and carry on fasting for the rest of the day. However, if they missed suhoor, that is, the meal should be taken before Fajr, of course, it is not allowable for them to eat anything, but they should go through the fast without having had suhoor. And suhoor is something which we shouldn't take lightly, generally speaking. We should make sure that we take suhoor, because Prophet ﷺ had said that, we are blessed to take suhoor even if it be only a glass of water. So we should not avoid this meal. Although a lot of people today, they tend to have heavier meals late at night after midnight, and then they just sleep through and get up in time for the prayer. Such a practice is not really recommended practice. Getting up for suhoor, giving us a chance to make some tahajjud or night prayer is what is recommended for us. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for following this segment of the program. I hope that you will continue to be with us as we look at different questions regarding Ramadan, and I hope that they will be enlightening to you, as it is the intention of this program to benefit you, to give you more knowledge about the religion of Islam. And with that, dear viewers, I bid you all farewell. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.